Well, hello and welcome to Outdoor Oklahoma. Unfortunately, fish kills are something that our biologists and our game wardens deal with all too often. Sometimes they're naturally caused and, well, other times they're not. Being able to tell the exact cause and how extensive the damage actually is takes a well-trained eye. Today, we're going to get a glimpse of the thorough training that experts go through for responding to fish kills.
Well, a fish kill can be pretty scary, especially if you're a citizen or an angler that likes to go out and fish, and then all of a sudden you see hundreds, maybe thousands of fish floating on the surface, and that can be pretty scary.
Now, fish kills do happen nationwide, everywhere. They even happen overseas in different countries. You hear about them on the news every once in a while. And so a fish kill could occur due to natural causes, or it could be caused by a pollution event.
So when we get a report of a fish kill, there's a lot of questions hanging out there that we have to answer.
When a fish kill is reported, various conservation and environmental agencies respond and investigate. To better coordinate their efforts and work together more efficiently, these agencies form the Oklahoma Kill Response Management Team, or more affectionately known as OKRMT.
The Oklahoma Kill Response Management Team, we were formed because we saw a need for better coordination between agencies when we respond to these events.
OKRMT officially started in 2013, and it started as a project as a result of some large-scale fish kills that occurred along the Red River and then later along the Salt Fork River. And the environmental agencies decided that we really needed to have a better way of communicating and responding to fish kills in a more timely manner.
Before we formed OKRMT, we still responded to fish kills. Different agencies responded to fish kills, but there just wasn't really that good coordination that we have now. And we did things a little bit differently back then, and we saw a need to sort of do things better and implement some new strategies for responding to these fish kills. So that's sort of why we formed that group.
After OKRMT formed, the group saw a need for advanced training to instruct and educate key personnel on how to properly investigate fish kills and how to assess monetary values of fish and freshwater mussels, according to the American Fisheries Society standards.
The American Fisheries Society has a publication, and it's nationally recognized, where they've assigned values to every species of fish and also different sizes of fish. And states use those values to assess what the impact was to the fishery. So we can go through and we can count different species and different sizes of fish that were impacted, assign the values to those fish through the publication, and then come up with the total value of what the loss of the resource is. And so if there is a responsible party guilty for causing the fish kill, then we can seek restitution from that responsible party.
Greg Connolly has spent most of his career investigating fish kills in the state of Texas, working for several agencies, including the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department. He now serves as an environmental consultant, training others how to effectively investigate fish kill and pollution events.
I've investigated fish kills basically for 23, 24 years. April 30th, 2016, I retired from the state of Texas, started Connolly Environmental Consulting, basically to try to market my skills that I've learned over the years to train other people and develop their skills in this.
Greg was invited to conduct an advanced fish kill training for the Oklahoma Kill Response Management Team members. This 3-day workshop was held in Stillwater and at nearby Lake McMurtry.
With the advanced fish kill training drill that I'm doing for the state of Oklahoma, what we have was a classroom portion that lasts all day from 8 o'clock in the morning until about 5 in the afternoon. In that, they had presentations on how to conduct a successful investigation, how to do a fish kill assessment, water quality, sampling techniques, as well as a real life scenario that I've done in the past. Tomorrow we'll have actually in the field, they actually will come out and assess a mock fish kill on Lake McMurtry. We're doing a mock fish kill tomorrow. At this point, you're trying to figure out where that fish kill has occurred. You've got notification. I've got some information I'm going to be giving you here in a few minutes, and of course it's going to be sparse and you have to work and use your brains to figure something out. At the end of the classroom training, they were given a little sparse information on a caller called about a fish kill in a cove around the lake. They had hiking trails around it. The caller was geocaching, trying to find something, ran across these nasty smelling dead fish. And so they called it in, but they had sparse information. Remember everything that we talked about earlier today, using your maps, your mapping programs, Google Earth, whatever, your best professional judgment, telephones, GPS, all this stuff. Remember that you're going to have to use that today and tomorrow. So what we did, we broke all of the participants in the classroom into 6 teams, typically 5 to 6 member teams. Team 1 is going to be over here, team 2, team 3, team 4. And they were all given this information at the same time. They're asked to have a computer available or a phone to find out and do more about trying to locate the fish kill like they would really have to do on a real life fish kill. If they get information, you're not always going to get exact information on the phone from a caller. So I'm trying to lead them into using the brain, using thinking, using their best professional judgment that they were taught today in the classroom to determine the location of the kill and how to approach that, given a little bit more data, how to approach their investigation for the next day. And what we're doing in the morning, we are deploying the items that we are using for dead fish to represent dead fish with 5 different species and several different size classes in those per species. Here's all the dead fish we have, swim noodles. This is all of it. I brought them down in my RV. Only place I could fit all these bags of 4,795 pieces of colored swim noodles, representing 5 different species and sizes. This is the fish key for tomorrow. It's got color and species of fish. Yellow represents bluegill. Blue is channel catfish. Green is largemouth bass. Purple donut is a Neosho mucket, a federally endangered mussel species. The red is a sawguy. Purple is a white crappie, and the yellow donut is a yellow sandshell, a very common mussel species. So this is what the teams will have to look at to determine what species of dead fish in the lake that they're looking for.
Early the next morning, Greg and the workshop facilitators set out on Lake McMurtry to create a mock fish kill event, hours before class team members arrived for their hands-on training.
We got 4,795 swim noodles, pieces of swim noodles in this boat. We're going to go out and deploy them, just open the bag up, and as the boat goes along slowly, we're going to just dump them out. As dead fish, they're going to disperse with the wind, the current, whatever, the waves, to where they want to get. They're going to be hung up in brush that's overhanging on the side of the creek, in the cove, just to act like dead fish floating. Largemouth bass. Now, doesn't that look like a largemouth bass to you? It does, doesn't it? Yeah. All right. To know if they know how to use a GPS unit or not, I'm going to have one item per team hidden in the woods, around the trails or whatever. I'm going to give them a GPS point. I'm going to say, go find this item that you have to use the rest of the day. You can't complete the drill without this. And it's actually the fish key of what they're looking for out there when they go out in the cove and start assessing this impact. All right, geocaches, team 1, come get this piece of paper. Hopefully you got a GPS, everybody. That's your geocache. Team 2, I'm just going to give you a little hint. It's a gallon-sized Ziploc baggie. Something is in that baggie that you have to do your job today. So this exercise is, of course, team building amongst the team itself, but it's also trying to figure out, can you use that GPS?
Bluegill, blue is channel cat, green's largemouth, purple is neosho, red saweye, purple, white crappie, yellow donut is yellow sandshell.
6 teams, we got 3 teams that are going in a boat first, and we got 3 teams, we've told them they have to approach it by the road. How are you gonna do this? Use your tools in the toolbox that you learned today and other things that you've gotten over the years of experience you've had, and investigate this fish kill.
We are getting geared up for a little shoreline adventure. We're going to assess this fish kill by foot, collecting as much data as we can, trying to avoid all hazards like snakes, ticks, poison ivy, mosquitoes, bats. I don't know what we're going to come into, but we're going to get out there and we're going to do it because we're going to get the data first. Team 2.
We'll do size class across here. Let's do
2 largemouth bass.
which is the green one.
Yep.
All right, tongue grab 10, just randomly by what?
So we have everybody from water quality specialists to environmental specialists to law enforcement, such as our game wardens, or even inspectors with the Corporation Commission. We've got biologists and other types of scientists that are going to be involved in these investigations.
Well, it's about not quite a quarter of a mile hike, but you know, we had to trudge through some nasty stuff. Luckily, there was a hiking trail more than half the way, and we made our way back in here. So on this fish kill assessment, what we're doing is we're doing point counts where we've stratified our sampling in a random method to access points we can get to, and we're counting the number of dead fish we see, and then we're getting an approximation for size length as well.
I got 3 teams to come and start by land and do the investigation by land. They had 2 hours to do this. Then they switch and go to their boat. So the boat ops is another operation going on, and there's 3 teams that are out on boats that started on boats. After 2 hours, they switch, they come by land if they think they need to. And now they're just trying to determine and estimate the number of dead fish out here in the lake.
In addition to observing, counting, and measuring swim noodles, or AKA dead fish, team members must determine the exact cause of the fish kill event. Items such as overturned buckets were strategically placed in the water to simulate a possible water pollution event, such as a toxic spill. And buoys with notes containing pertinent water quality parameters and other useful information they would normally need to collect at a site were strategically placed throughout the drill area.
Fish kills can be caused from natural causes, so it can be a result of low dissolved oxygen. It can be from a number of different reasons. Some fish are very sensitive to changes in temperature. And so there are naturally occurring reasons why you might see a lot of dead fish, but there are also sources that can cause fish kills, like certain contaminants that get into waterways can cause fish kills.
Teams were given 4 hours to conduct their investigation. Once the time was up, the team members gathered in a nearby park to crunch the numbers and formulate their conclusion of what caused this mock fish kill event.
Because they've got to estimate, in the ways built by American Fisheries Society methodology, how many dead fish are involved in this fish kill. And they're going to have to determine what's the suspected cause that they think, I'm not giving it to them, what they think it caused the fish kill. And at that time, they're going to give me the data. I will put it in a master spreadsheet and see who gets close to the known amount of pieces that we have of items in the creek that are like dead fish.
As a natural resource professional, I think we're always looking for ways that we can protect the resource and work to make the resource better for the users of that resource, whether it be our hunters, our anglers, boaters, whoever. And I think this training is a good example of how, different agencies work together sort of behind the scenes to protect our resources so that people can enjoy them.
It's a specialized training because not everybody gets it, and they have to collect the data as if they're going to court, because there could be a potential responsible party that actually caused the fish kill with a spill, as in the case of the scenario. So they have to take their data and collect it as if they're going to court. So training like this kind of helps them stay aware of the ongoing issues with this type of industry, the fish kill investigation stuff.
A big part of this is working together collaboratively, coming up with an approach and trying to get the best count that you can, because if we are trying to recover costs, then we want to try and be as accurate as we possibly can.
I'm very confident that anyone taking this class will be able to conduct a proper and thorough fish kill investigation to meet the needs of every agency, tribe, or other entity that may be involved.
Well, I'm happy to announce that all 6 teams were able to correctly identify the cause of the mock fish kill and assess an accurate monetary value for the resource lost. And you'll be pleased to know that no actual swim noodles were harmed or not recovered in this exercise. So, what should you do if you discover a potential fish kill situation?
Because we cannot be everywhere at one time looking for fish kills or pollution events, we really rely on the public to report these things for us. And I would probably say the majority of the reports of fish kills come from the general public. Somebody drives across a bridge and they see dead fish, or they might see something leaking into a stream. So we really rely on the public to report these things to us. If you see a fish kill event or something that's just not right, whether it's a dumping of some sort or some sort of pollution event, report it to the Oklahoma Department of Wildlife or report it to the Department of Environmental Quality. And after that report comes in, we'll work together and collaboratively to respond to that event, take care of it.
This upcoming weekend, September 22nd and 23rd, is our annual Oklahoma Wildlife Expo, held at the Lazy E Arena just east of Guthrie. We'd encourage you to come take advantage of this incredible free event. There's literally something there for everyone of all ages, from hunting and dog training seminars to fishing to shooting a shotgun to even outdoor Dutch oven cooking seminars. Here's a little piece that we produced a few years ago to help get you excited to come join us this weekend.
Obviously, by doing the demonstration over here, they're teaching people about Dutch ovens and how to use them and how versatile they are, they will last forever. They get passed down from generation to generation, and it's a lost art, and we just want to reintroduce that art so that we get some kids interested in it, and it carries on for another 100 years or so.
Oh, I think it's great. We've had a good time, enjoyed the weekend, fantastic for the children.
How many years have you been doing this?
This is my first year.
It's your first year. Wow, I bet you're having fun.
I love it. I think it's great.
Served at least 4,000 samples. We had 9,800 students come through here. That didn't count the adults, and so we were very, very busy seeing all the little kiddos come through. It was exciting. I'm an educator. I teach 7th grade science in Ponca City at West Middle School, and we had our first group of West Middle School students come through yesterday. So it was really great to see some of my own school.
So what have you got going on in there?
There's some chopped ham, 2 different kinds of cheese. There's an Italian cheese and then a cheddar cheese, and cream cheese in here, and some Tony Sacheries. There's Sacheries in the bread and Sacheries in here both. And then we have one of our game wardens that doesn't like green vegetables of some sort. So I have green onions to put in. One batch is going to have green onions, one isn't. And then I'll roll this up.
So you cook to order?
Yes. I'll roll this up like you would a cinnamon roll.
Oh, okay.
And then I cut it and you just twist it over, and then I'll put it in a circle in the pan. And we make the Dutch oven act like a bundt cake pan.
Oh.
I put a pan in the middle of it.
Oh.
A hole so that it can bake around it. And it just, I mean, it looks kind of braided when it, but you know, when it rises.
So it's real pretty, I bet.
It is pretty. It is.
Well, looks good. I'll have to come back and try it. Wow, what all can you do? I mean, you guys seem to do a lot of pastry type things.
Anything, absolutely anything you do in your oven or on top of your stove, we can do in our Dutch oven.
Wow, so it's very versatile.
We've had people that have said, oh, you can't do such and such. One person on the internet said you can't do a souffle. You can do a souffle.
Wow.
The one that I was challenged down here 3 or 4 years ago, they said you can't do a coconut cream pie. Yeah, go ask Tracy Daniels. He gets one every year down here for his
This is
birthday.
Jay Harvey at the Oklahoma Department of Wildlife Expo here at Lazy E Arena, and we're going to go do some jaywalking and talk to some of the folks. What's your name?
Faith.
Faith? That's your first kid fish?
No.
You got a lot of them? So what all else have you done at the expo besides fish?
All the things over there.
Have you there? So what are you going to do with that fish? You going to let him go?
Mm-hmm.
You going to give him a kiss first?
Mm-mm.
If you give him a kiss, he'll grow a whole lot faster. Did you not know that? What are we doing here at the expo?
Well, we're letting kids ride mountain bikes, and we're letting kids get a general idea of what it's like.
Oh, here comes one in.
You see them coming in, and they're just loving it.
So how long is the course here?
The course is about a quarter mile. It's taking most people 2.5, 3 minutes to go around it.
Yeah, they get to take one lap.
One lap.
Been pretty busy all day?
These things have not stood still all day.
Heck yeah? Really? So what are you doing here at the expo?
Well, just to see most of the fun games and everything.
What all have you done?
Well, we went down there to the clay pigeon shotgun, and we've I think we've done the knocking down the ducks down there.
Oh, the goose knocking?
Yeah.
What are you doing here anyway?
Building birdhouses. You take the sides, and then you put the front on it, and then the roof, and then the floor, and then the hole. And then you take it over the drill press, and they put you a hole in it.
And you have it all screwed together, and it's ready to hang and ready to put a bluebird in.
Yeah. Well, the bluebird has to find it.
Well,
we don't
yeah.
put them in it.
Oh, it doesn't come with a bluebird?
No, it doesn't come with a bluebird.
Well, what's up with that? How are y'all today?
Good.
So what all y'all have been doing at the Wildlife Expo?
Shooting things.
Been shooting all the archery?
Yeah.
Have you?
And the guns. Fishing.
Bow fishing?
Shotgun.
And
Archery.
Really? Where y'all from?
Miami, Oklahoma.
Miami, Oklahoma. I heard they have something up there called a paddlefish.
Yeah.
What do they do with paddlefish?
I don't know.
Did you see one?
They like the eggs.
They like the eggs? Like scrambled eggs?
No. Like to fish with.
Oh, they fish with them?
They get the eggs and then they fish with them.
They get the eggs and then fish with them.
Yeah.
Did you know people actually get those eggs and eat them?
Yeah.
They make something called caviar. Yeah. Did you get to do everything while you were here?
Well, not everything, but I sure am having a heck of a time. Stuff. Yeah.
All right.
Got to do almost everything.
So you think you guys might want to come back to the Wildlife Expo next year?
Heck yeah.
Really? Man, that's 3 heck
years in a
yeahs.
row.
You are serious about this, aren't you?
Atlatau?
Atlatau? How about addle-addle?
Addle-addle.
Addle-addle is a primitive weapon that
That'd
was
work.
a precursor to the bow and arrow. It went from the spear to the addle-addle and then to bows and arrows. Are you going to try it or just watch it?
Still debating.
Still debating?
If the camera's here, probably just watch.
Okay, well, we'll do what we can there. So how many folks is in your group?
3.
3. You and
My husband and daughter.
daughter. How old's your daughter?
She is 6.
Is she enjoying everything here?
Oh, she's having a
Is
blast.
there plenty of activities at the Wildlife Expo for a 6-year-old?
Oh, yes. From the shuttle ride in,
Right.
we're riding it in, and she says, this is so fun.
Great.
So,
well, what about for mom and dad? Plenty to do?
Absolutely plenty to do. We take turns waiting in line, and the other one goes off to do stuff, and it's her turn now, so excuse me.
Okay, well, have a good day. Sir, hold on to that.
Hey, thanks for joining us today. And for all of us at your Wildlife Department, I'm Todd Craighead, and we'll see you right back here next time on Outdoor Oklahoma.